Hey there, groovy dudes and dudettes, this is Thomper Be Thompin', and in this video I want to show you what it's like to use the Kawasaki Brute Force 300 for utilitarian purposes. So I'm going to do a little bit of towing. It doesn't have that high of a tow rating, and I'm going to just kind of show you the rack setup and what you can do to fit in a nice 2-inch hitch receiver in the back. So just a reminder, these Kawasaki Brute Force 300s are essentially the same thing as the Kymco 300 machines, the Artic Cat Alterra 300 and the Tracker Off-Road 300, whatever their model is. But they're all using most of the same components with small changes between. But here's the front racks. It is I got a little bit of dirt on here, but it's a smooth, shiny finish painted metal. The front rack is rated for 44 pounds, and then the rear racks are rated for 66 pounds. I personally think that Kawasaki is kind of understating some of that because their competitors have slightly higher load capacities. So one little neat thing about this rack is it has these little pins that are welded on or bolted on, yeah, welded on, and they allow you to attach your tie-down hooks to them so they're not sliding around. So that's a neat little feature that the little Kodiak 450 does not have, and I wish it did. I guess this is technically utilitarian. In this, they do have one little cargo compartment which can fit a few bottles of water, some tow straps, whatever you may need, toolkit. But the business end here, the Brute Force 300 does not really come with any type of a hitch hookup in the back. So what you have to do is purchase a hitch receiver of your own. This little unit, which includes the 2-inch hitch receiver, the loop that's welded on, and it also includes the hardware to bolt it in. This is made by a company called Kurt. I bought this on Amazon, no affiliation with them whatsoever, but what you can do is buy this. It comes with a tiny little shim that also gets bolted up in here, which keeps it from swaying left and right when you're pulling something, and especially if you're towing something downhill and it's giving you a push, it won't rotate on you. But this is like $35, give or take. A simple little addition to make this thing a bit more utilitarian. Now, the tow rating is only 500 pounds, but that's plenty if you're just using it for around town, perhaps at like a nursery or something where you're carting trees and wagons full of dirt and mulch and all that stuff around. That should be plenty enough power. High gear on this thing is just fine for cruising around in the woods, but it does have a low gear, which is, I have found, I'm at 200 pounds. Low gear is great for climbing hills where you have lots of traction and you don't need to just throttle up them. But low gear is really only good for up to about 7 to 8 miles per hour. I feel you can't really cruise in low gear at all, but it's there if you do need to tow something heavy. So let's get some action shots. I think I've been flapping my gums enough. Okay folks, so here we are with Kawasaki Brute Force, and all I really want to do with it is move these small logs. They are approximately 6 feet long each. I have no idea how much they weigh, but this thing with a 500-pound tow rating and some dry grass here to grab on and two-wheel drive should be able to pull these no problem out of the way. So I'm clearing this out anyways, these smaller pieces, so it's a good opportunity to use a little brute force to see how she does pulling. So I am going to use low, and one little recommendation here is that this is more of like a recovery hook. I wouldn't really use that to tow anything unless it's really light. What you want to do is tow from a center point if you can. So this is not the most ideal setup in the world. A hitch receiver that's connected to the frame on all four corners would be better, but this will do just fine. Pulling from here is a little bit safer than pulling from this recovery ring here. So I'm going to hook up the straps and get to pulling,